Okay. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Sage's Antique Ukulele Swing Radio Hour. I'm blinking my eyes in. We're trying to remember what the name of my show is. I think today, episode 8, will be an hour. Let's see if it happens, if it turns out that way. All the previous episodes have been 30 minutes, and I think I have an hour for you today. We'll see how it goes. At the very top of the episode, I wanted to talk about 3 things that are super exciting and I wanted to announce. Number 1 is my calendar of events is live at sageharrington.com. I invite you to go there and see what is happening. I am playing at multiple ukulele festivals this year, and it would be super exciting to see you there. Next weekend, I'm headed to the Netherlands with my group Sage and Zaza, the Honey Wyans, and we are playing at a ukulele festival in the Netherlands. It's going to be so much fun. And then after that, Ukulele Zaza and I are headed to the Galway Ukulele Festival. Also, very exciting, super stoked. I love Ireland so much. It's going to be a lovely time. After that, we're going to be headed to a ukulele festival in Germany. That's in August. And then there's in September, I'm headed to Canada for the Dock Street Ukulele Camp. I am the featured instructor. I've never been to Nova Scotia, and I'm very excited to spend some time there and to teach and perform ukulele at the Dock Street Ukulele Camp. It's going to be a fabulous time. Head to sageharrington.com and get all of the details, and there's even more shows listed there. If you would like to get on my calendar, and I will play a concert especially for you, then contact me. Contact me through sageharrington.com, and we will arrange a private concert for you. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be a goddamn delight. I'll sing for you, play ukulele for you. We will have a lovely time together. Contact me, sageharrington.com, to arrange your private concert, either for just you, a private concert for just one person, or a small group of you and your partner, you and a small group of your friends, all the way up to 20 people in your living room for a house show. Contact me. Let's make it happen. The third thing I wanted to talk about, I am a ukulele teacher. Contact me to book your ukulele lesson package now. The reason I offer ukulele lesson package rather than individual ukulele lessons is that my strength is to help you get to achieve a goal, basically, in your ukulele life, in your musical life. I want to help you get from one place to I want to help you achieve your goals. I want to help you achieve your ukulele goals. And what I am especially excited, so if your ukulele goals are, I want to gain some skills on the ukulele, I want to learn some songs, I want to play some specific chord melody arrangements, I want to play these old jazz tunes that you love, I can help you do that. What I am also super excited about doing is helping people shape their ukulele albums. Your voice is beautiful. Your songwriting is delightful. I love listening to your songs. I love it. And what I excel at is helping you shape them and arrange them in a way that just really makes them sparkle. So bring me your songs. I will help compose little ukulele doodads. Does this make sense? Ornaments, little melodic pieces on the ukulele. I'll help you arrange the pieces, make any edits where necessary. But the thing is that I don't want to be all like micromanagey with your work. What I want is to help refine certain things that'll just make your performance of the piece sparkle, and then also help you get them recorded. So helping prepare you for the recording process, helping arrange the songs and present them in a way where they're going to sound amazing. So contact me through sageharrington.com and we'll get your lesson package booked. Whether that is I want to work on strumming techniques or chord melody arrangement stuff, or I want to get my ukulele album in gear. Okay, those are the plugs. sageharrington.com for your calendar, for your private concerts, for your ukulele lesson package. Now let's get into the show today. The show today is, I would like to take you on a tour of my life's work. Here is the tour. I'm going to take you back in time. I've talked about this on the show before, but not in this format. So I wanted to take you back in time to 2012. When I was trying to do the math on this earlier. I believe this was the year that I turned 24. And so I think of myself as being 24 when I released this album. I was 23. I was 23 when I released my first album. I released my first album in April of 2012. It is called Maybe. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about my creative process on this album, how it was recorded. And that's generally what I want to do for like each of my albums that I've made. And there are a number of them. So this is why I think that I'll be able to talk to you for an hour today. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water, and then I would like to tell you a little bit about Maybe. So again, I'll send you to sageharrington.com, and this is where you can listen to all of these albums in full. So sageharrington.com/albums. Maybe this is a little confusing, but if you hit the menu bar at the top of the website, sageharrington.com, and click on music, that is the menu bar that will take you to the page where all of my music lives. So Maybe is my first album, written in New Mexico, where I was living at the time. I grew up in Ohio. I lived most of my adult life in New Mexico. And I wrote some of these songs in Las Vegas, New Mexico, not Nevada. Las Vegas, New Mexico is smaller than Las Vegas, Nevada. It is a high desert, northern New Mexican town. And, oh man, I forgot that I was going to go into telling the story. So basically the songs on the album Maybe, I wrote them all. And they're all, I'm just going to like read through some of the titles. So if you want to look at the album art, which incidentally I painted. This was maybe the last painting that I did. I am not a visual artist, but I did do a watercolor painting and used it for the album art. So if you want to see it, again, go to sageharrington.com/albums. And so what I wanted to do was to just read you some of the titles. So basically, like the way that I did songwriting at this time in my life is that I didn't do much or any editing at all. I would write something and then I would look at it and I would be like, well, that's not what I expected to happen. But then I felt completely unable to do any edits. And so I just wouldn't edit it and I would be like, oh, well, that's interesting. And we'll just go with that then. I wrote, check it out. Wow, these songs are, okay. So the first song of the album is 47 seconds long. So cute. So cute. Let's see, there's one called, the last song on the album is called Cobbler. Cobbler in the sense of a person who repairs shoes. A lot of these songs are like little vignettes or little like goofy pictures of stuff that was actually happening in my life. Track number 3, the title is There Is No Fear of Roaches Here. I wrote this because I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the time, which it's just, there's a lot of cockroaches that live there, and if there are roaches in your house, it doesn't mean that you're a disgusting human. It just means that it's just the way that the city is. If you live in an old house, there's like, they just come in. They come in and they're there. And so I lived in this like really funky old place that I remember taking a nail and hammering it into the wall, and like the drywall, I could hear pieces of the drywall as the nail went in, like crumbling and like falling down through the newspaper that was crumpled up inside of the wall as insulation. So it was like it was a funky house. It was a funky house. It was one of my first apartments, and there were cockroaches there. I wrote the song because I was like, I can't stand being amongst all of these cockroaches all the time. And I was like, hey, boyfriend at the time, can I just like spend a lot of time at your house where there's no cockroaches? Or not as many, because it was just a better built house. Okay. The next song on the album, Maybe, track number 4, is a song that I wrote about a romantic situation that I was in at the time. This person was dating someone and also flirting with me at the same time, and I was like all wrapped up in that situation. I mean, all of these things, all of these songs, basically, my point is like, it was just like little things that were happening in my life. Maybe I'll tell more about maybe later, but I just wanted to go through. Big Goat, Little Goat is not factual. Big Goat, Little Goat. I'll tell you the lyrics. Big goat, little goat, float away on goat-sized boats. And then more things that rhymed with goat. I just liked the cutesy little image of like 2 goats in a canoe on a voyage, on an excursion, on an adventure. Some kind of epic goat odyssey. That song is 1 minute and 30 seconds long. Track number 7, Strongest Dose. Song about liking someone and they weren't interested in me, so I was like, well, I could poison you for not liking me enough. You are a terrible person. I wrote this song because, not about anyone in particular, but just, yeah, I don't know. It's silly. Listen to it. I don't really have anything else to say. You Have Weird Hair was a song that I wrote about somebody. I had an interaction with this person who cut his own hair. I was 18. I was like freshly 18 at the time, and deeply, and like my people pleasing, not having personal boundaries. Basically, like he was interested in me and I was not interested in him at all, but still somehow I was like, yes, I'll spend hours hanging out with you. And so that song was not addressing any of, it was just like a portrait of that day that I ended up spending with this person that I didn't want to be with. I didn't want to be spending time with him at all. And I did because of societal conditioning and not feeling strong in myself. And so that's sad. But yeah, I did get a jab in at him with the last line of, you have weird hair. You said that you cut it yourself. Well, I'm not surprised. Oh, it feels a little mean, but also I didn't know how to stand up for myself at the time. Okay, an electric icebox or rebukes from Cukes. They're just so silly, these little songs. Oh, I love them so much. They're so cute. This one, I painted a picture of what is happening in the refrigerator. If the vegetables are sentient and they're having their own story, what's going on? And then you're off living your life and they're rotting in there because you're out eating junk food or something. So that was my incredibly deep thoughts. That turned into a 2-minute 49-second song. I recorded this at a music studio in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I used ukulele and vocals on every track, except for, I think there might be one song that's just vocals. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. And then about half of the songs, my boyfriend at the time had, and I think still has, a bluegrass band. And so that band, or members from his band, backed me on, half of the songs. And then I had it mixed and mastered, I think by the same person. I don't remember exactly. Okay, now for the part that I'm a little scared about. I wanted to play you a little bit of the title track from Maybe. And I'm going to play it for you right now. This is a song that I don't perform anymore. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But I'll do part of it. This is, again, a song I wrote because I had a super, super duper crush on this person who was in an on-again, off-again relationship. And was flirting with me while they were on the other relationship. And so this was just like me getting totally wrapped up in, all of that, like really liking the attention, really liking this person, feeling uncomfortable about like the girlfriend. Being getting myself in situations. This is like just actually literal, like painting the picture of literal things that happened, and then, you know, painting the picture of my overthinking mind. Also, I have trended towards singing lower as I've gotten older. Or maybe it's just a stylistic choice, basically. I'm worried about hitting some of the higher notes here. True to myself, I fell off a chair. True to myself when you were right there. True to myself, I staggered and stared at you. True to myself when I was the most sober person there. But you. Well, maybe you would like me better if I had longer hair or greener eyes. And maybe you would like me better if I didn't carry this weight on my thighs. And maybe you would like me better if my windowsills weren't places for flies to die. And maybe you would like me better if your girlfriend didn't wear twice my bra size. Okay, that's enough of that. You can listen to it if you want to. Go to sageharrington.com or go to the description of the episode, and I will link to a video where I performed it in 2012. And you'll get to see baby me doing this live. Okay, that's enough for the first album. The second album released the next year. Oh, wow. Released in October 2013. Okay. New band, new relationship. This is the person I ended up marrying for a short time. This is Sage and Jared's Happy Gland Band, Flooded Away, my ukulele upright bass duo with my ex. This is an album that we recorded at home, and then I think my dad mastered it, or maybe we had someone else master it, and but I'm pretty sure that we mixed it. Okay, this is a song that I wrote called Flooded Away. The album is called Flooded Away. I wanted to basically just imagine a flood. I was basically just imagining a flood like in a cartoon where everything's just still, the water's clear and beautiful, and somehow everything's still okay. There's a really beautiful illustration. I'm looking around here as though I could easily grab the disc and show it to you. There's this really beautiful cover art that Tamarind King, an animator, made for us. If you go to the website and click through on Flooded Away, you can open up the track, or you can open up the page on Bandcamp where you can actually just look at the images. It's so cute. Okay. So yeah, I was imagining a flood, and I was imagining like what would it look like if we could just exist in like an Atlantis kind of situation. Okay, very deep. Here we go. If we don't get flooded away, things will go on as they have always. If we don't get flooded away, things will still be as they are today. But if things get flooded away, we can row through the rooftops, through the treetops, over corn crops in a gondola, playing an Italian song, squeezing a squeeze box and rowing along. Those oohs are an entire octave lower than the way that you will hear them on the recording because I was too scared to do them all the way up there. So that's Flooded Away. Yeah, I mean, I like this album. There's my songs on there. There are some of Jared's songs on there. I think it's good. The next album that shows up on the albums page on my website is a collection of original tunes that Jared and I wrote, Sage and Jared's Happy Gland Band, that we made so many videos, y'all. So many little music videos. They are so cute. Go to youtube.com/happyglandband. I hope that link works. I think it does. I'm trying it right now. youtube.com/happyglandband. The link works. There's a lot of cool videos there. Okay, so songs we made are some original tunes that we put onto YouTube videos, but we did not officially record for an album. I packaged them on a little Bandcamp album. The next one I wanted to talk about is There Will Come Soft Rains, a duo that I had with my friend Meredith Wilder. We released this album in December of 2017. I'll just come out and say it. This is my favorite collaboration I have ever done. Maybe this is not a surprise to you. I've said this over and over again. I love this album so much. Here's what we did. We took poems that the poet Sarah Teasdale wrote approximately 100 years earlier in the 19-teens and 20s, and we put music to them. So I think there are 12 songs on this album. There Will Come Soft Rains. There Will Come Soft Rains is my favorite song. It's my favorite song. What Meredith and I did is that we took about 6 poems each and wrote music for them individually, and then we came together to record them. I was the recording engineer for the project. She came over to my house. We would get down the basic tracks, vocals, instruments, and then vocals. Typically guitar, sometimes ukulele, because I'm a ukulele player. Meredith is a guitar player. So the person who wrote the song would get the basic tracks down, and then we would layer. It was so fun. So we had most of the songs recorded, and then Meredith came over for one of the final recording sessions, and we were taking a break outside in my little backyard patio area. And she just opened the book, an antique book of Sarah Teasdale's poems that was published and printed in, I can't remember exactly when, 1915, 1920. It's a beautiful old book. opened it to There Will Come Soft Rain's page. And Meredith started writing this, and I, gave my suggestions as well. So we co-wrote this song. I feel very responsible for the E7 chords. I really, really pushed for those. And I also really pushed for the phrasing of I don't know if it's exactly the middle 8 section because it might not be 8 bars, but the bridge section. Basically, I just feel like it's mostly Meredith, but I feel the ownership over like some parts of the song. But okay, I would like to play a little bit of this, maybe not the whole thing because excuse me. Because I still perform this regularly and there are other places where this song exists. Of the ground and swallows circling with their shimmering sound and frogs in the pools singing at night and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fur, whistling their whims on a low fence wire, and not one will know of the war. Not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind neither bird nor tree if mankind perished utterly, and spring herself when she woke at dawn would scarcely know that we were gone. Ooh. Ah. Oops, I did the whole song. I will also link to the video of Meredith and me, the music video, in the description, so you can listen to it again. I want to listen to it again. Okay, the next song is a different vibe. Here we are with an album. Sage and Jared's Happy Glam Band album, the second Sage and Jared's Happy Glam Band album, called Get It Up. Released in December of 2018, and I think recorded over, I probably, the next song that I wrote that I will play for you, that I wrote for this album, I probably wrote in like 2015 or maybe even earlier, and then I think we recorded this over maybe 2016. I was a little confused about the order. I wrote this song before this song predates the Beautiful William stuff. But by the time again we Jared and I recorded this in our home studio, and my creative life was dwindling at this point based on the fact that I was again deeply in people pleasing mode and being a house bitch. So wow, there's a lot there that I could get into, but we'll save that for another time. So, yeah, this song is called Kitten's Tiny Hiss. I don't think the lyrics matter. This is a song that I wrote because it feels so cool. I was surprised in preparing for this episode. I was so surprised at how into this song I am. I didn't ever perform it very much. And I think that's why I'm surprised that I still like it. Because I was in my creative decline at this point, being in this relationship that I was in for 7 years. I was super creatively productive at the beginning of the relationship, and then my songwriting went down over the course of the relationship. And I'm not sure I ever said this, but I intended to. We basically recorded this album at some point. It was like basically done. But I had lost momentum and lost a will to go on with it. And so it was basically just sitting and waiting. And then Jared did a lot to finally get the album mixed and then released. Yeah. Okay. But this song, I like it. I'm into this song. Like I said before, I don't think that the lyrics matter or are that particularly deep or even mean anything. But I really like what's happening in the ukulele part. And I think I didn't notice how much I like playing it live because at that point because I was so tired in my general life because my relationship was draining me of life. I didn't have the energy to book shows for myself or for the two of us because this was my primary creative project at that time. And so I didn't really perform this much. I don't know if I'll play the whole thing, but I do want to play a little bit of it for you. You've got flower power in your finest hour, but this ain't your finest yet. Instead of growing bean sprouts and farming up some lean trout, you left your garden good as dead. Listen, oh you listen, listen, you hear, no you hear, you hear, no take it, don't get a load of this. Talking with the talking, saying, used to saying stuff that drowned out my kitten's tiny hiss. Look at what she bring you, it's something to swing to, but you're lying on the couch. Wish all your bows and arrows would shoot down all the sparrows. Wish she kissed you on the mouth. Listen, oh you listen, listen, you hear, no you hear, you hear, no take it, don't get a load of this. Talking with the talking, saying, used to saying stuff that's drowned out by kitten's tiny hiss. Two, three, four. Gave your dog a mohawk, some are talking pro talk, others think that she's a girl. I wish I had stopped already. And when you put your cat out, you leave a welcome mat out, but you'd rather give your heart a whirl. Ha. Listen, oh you listen, listen, you hear, no you hear, you hear, no take it, no get a load of this. Talking with the talking, saying, used to saying stuff that's drowned out by kitten's tiny hiss. Listen, oh you listen, listen, you hear, no you hear, you hear, no take it, no get a load of this. Talking with the talking, saying, used to saying stuff that's drowned out by kitten's tiny hiss. Drowned out by kitten's tiny hiss. Drowned out by kitten's tiny hiss. So I say, yeah, the lyrics don't mean anything. And then it turns out the chorus is about me feeling completely unheard. Like, nobody's listening to me. I have so much to say, and a kitten's tiny hiss is louder than whatever I have going on. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So that was Get It Up. Well, the album is called Get It Up. That song is called Kitten's Tiny Hiss. The album art was painted by my friend. I'm really sorry. I really hope you're not listening to me completely blanking on your name, Zara Marwan. Zara Marwan, an amazing artist, painted the cover of this, which is a dirigible. A dirigible. And in the basket of the dirigible are two dogs. My dearest love, George Michael, my dearly departed Chihuahua, who I got to spend 10 years of my life with. I love him so much. And Daphne, the dog I coexisted with, basically lived with for 7 years of my life, the upright bass, the ukulele, and then Jared and I hanging off the ends. Oh, so whimsical. Hanging off the end of some rope that's like trailing from the dirigible. Okay. It's very cute. Go to sageharrington.com/albums to look at it. It's very sweet. Okay. Where the Pale Moonbeams, several years later, in December of 2020, I released a little something that I created in my tiny closet during the coronavirus, COVID-19 lockdown insanity. And I say insanity because that's what was happening in my mind. Okay, so this is a little EP of 4 songs that I put together. And these songs are After You've Gone, My Melancholy Baby, Beautiful Dreamer, and then the 4th one. Basically, I chose some what I felt were classic Great American Songbook or Great American Songbook adjacent songs that were importantly beyond copyright protection. So whatever the cutoff was for that year, because things remain under copyright for a certain number of years and then they go public domain. So basically I chose 4 public domain songs because I wanted to show off. I wanted to show off my ukulele skills. So this album is like those classic songs. I made ukulele arrangements for these songs and I also sang them. And now I'm giggling because to me now, these songs feel like so tight in terms of like, I just see anxiety in them. I mean, all of these recordings are snapshots of a moment in time, and that time, 2020, was not like a super fun and relaxed time. And also I felt like I just really, really wanted to do them well. So I'll let you listen to them. I think they are beautiful. And I also hear like, I don't know, maybe I sort of feel like, oh, I shouldn't have said that because maybe you'll hear them and you'll love them and maybe you'll think they're super relaxed. Where the Pale Moonbeams, a cute little collection of songs that I made in 2020. I recorded them in my closet and then I can't remember. Did my dad master them? I think so. I sent them to my dad and my dad mastered them, but I recorded and mixed them. Okay, the next one, What a Night for Moonberries. This was a duo that I had with Charlotte Pelgin for a couple years. And this is the album that we made. She came to visit me in Norway. I lived in Norway for a year while I was doing a music production and recording program. And this was, I wanted to say a pretense. This was like the final project for the program. The whole program was a pretense for recording this album, I think. So, yeah, so we recorded this album. What I have on the Bandcamp is just one song because I wrote it. So I have one original song on this album and the rest are covers. So I didn't want to put the covers on Bandcamp. I just put my original song, Moonlight Dell, on Bandcamp. You can find the rest of it, even though I don't love sending people to Spotify because I am resentful about about not getting money from them. You can find the full album there. That's the only time I'll send you to Spotify. You can also contact me and I'll sell you the album and I'll give you the downloads if you want them. Yeah, it's a cute album. It's beautiful. There's a lot of great harmonies on it. There's a lot of cool ukulele on it. And I really like Moonlight Dell as an example of coming out of like the 2020 EP that I recorded where I was doing these songs that were written 100 years ago or over 100 years ago, I wanted to write something in the structure of that kind of tune with a verse, because oftentimes there's a verse. Sometimes it's without rhythm, the way that it's arranged or performed is without a rhythmic structure attached to it. So like a tempo-free verse, kind of reminiscent of opera. The way that you'll have a recitative section. So there's dialogue in an opera, and then there's a recitative section where the character will move towards singing an aria and will start singing. But it's just the voice, and then at some point the orchestra comes in and it's a full-blown aria with, more of a song type structure. So so many of the songs that were written in the early 1900s in the Great American Songbook times, a lot of those songs came from musicals. And so there's this kind of mirroring structure that came from opera, which is why I was saying that. So there's a musical, and people have to move from dialogue to singing a song. And so that's like, in my mind at least, not that I'm an expert on musicals or the history of musicals, but just that like this is, to my knowledge, like I don't know a ton, but this is like sort of where it came from. So there are these verses. I basically wanted to write verses is all I'm saying here. And then if we're talking in terms of like jazz tunes and jazz standards, a lot of times the verses fell away in the public experience of them because people just didn't perform the verses anymore. It's just like you'll take the chorus and then repeat that solo over it, sing it, etc., etc. But I wanted to write a verse. I wrote a verse for this, Moonlight Dell. I tried to make it as jazzy as possible. This is a different time. Again, I had the same experience here in 2022. I think I wrote it. I may have written this song in 2020, maybe 2021. I had a similar experience of like, this is what I'm aiming for. I want to write something that sounds like it could have been written in 1920. I don't think I did that because I'm not from 1920. I don't think I was like as successful as like some part of me would want to be. But here we go. Moonlight Dell. I'm not going to play Moonlight Dell. I'm looking at the time. Ooh, look how close to an hour we are. But I did I say what I wanted to say? I felt the same way I felt I was describing before with maybe, like, I had an idea of what this could be in my mind, and then I made it, and then it turned out to be completely different from what I thought. Okay, so you can listen to Moonlight Dell on my albums, on my music page on sageharrington.com. Now, fast forwarding to last year, 2024, rainy April afternoon. This is, I'm like, oh, now I don't know how to talk about this because this feels like there is an album in the works. It feels weird to talk about it. This song is released. You can listen to it. And it's part of, I guess the thing that I feel uncomfortable talking about is just that I feel like it's part of a larger body of work, an album that is just still in process. So I released this song in the summer of last year. I've talked about it elsewhere in other episodes of the podcast. I don't necessarily know what else to say about it for right now, except that Again, I wrote a verse. I was imagining like a meet cute situation. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I get crushes on people, and then I start like spinning wildly out and feeling crazy because I'm like, I don't know anything about this person. And yet here I am imagining futures. I guess that's just what happens though, no? Then my latest song, which is not on the album's list, but which does exist on YouTube, I will link to it, is called Candy Shop. You know this. I mean, maybe you don't know this, but I released it very recently, so it's all in the very recent videos on the YouTube channel. Wow, what else do I want to say? Thank you so much for coming on this little adventure with me, for coming on this tour of my life's work. There's even more that I could have mentioned because these are the albums that I have made that are publicly available. My favorite place for you to go and buy them is Bandcamp. And since there are so many different projects, I'm just going to again send you to sageharrington.com/albums, which is where you can see all of them at once. Because otherwise it's like too many different, I've been in so many different duos that it's easier to just go to that one place and you can find everything and listen to them. Listen to them. I'd like to remind you about my private concerts. Contact me if you want to arrange a private concert. I would love to speak to you. I'd love to speak to you about arranging the perfect private concert for you. I would love to speak to you if you are a songwriter and you want help refining your ukulele arrangements for your work. I would be happy to help you with that. And go to my calendar. Again, go to the website. This is a website-heavy episode. Go to my website, find out where I will be IRL. And wow, I'm just noticing I feel so tired. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you soon. My name is Sage Harrington. These are my ukuleles. My dog has been asleep on her little tiny pillow, covered in its tiny cute heating pad for this entire time. I think it's time to go snuggle her. Send me an email. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Many, many kisses. See you.